Thank you for meeting me here. Respect for her superiors is the mark of a good Sith. Of course, Zash would have did disagree with me passionately on that point, but then Zash never respected tradition.
It's wise to respect your superiors, at least until you're powerful enough to kill them.
Wise answer. You are not like your master. Tradition, principles, history, the threads that compose our society. Zash refused to acknowledge how one little tug could ruin the whole tapestry. Your work was sloppy, brazen even, but the news of her murder was sweet.
I didn't want to kill her. It was self-defense.
Nonsense. Every apprentice wants to kill their master. It's not a fault. Nevertheless, we're here to talk about you, not Zash. You have demonstrated remarkable ability. Though I am a stricter master than Zash, I think you'll find that to loyal followers of our traditions, I am not ungenerous.
Then I will do my best not to disappoint you.
In that case, I think we will have a very fruitful relationship. Now, I wish to see how you work. This tomb belonged to Darth Andru, Sith scholar and alchemist. I'm interested in his last writings, which were buried with him. Recover them for me, and we will discuss your place in my power structure.
Good morning, Blade to Ball. Good morning, Act. We have not met Darth Mar yet, no. I don't think we will for quite some time. He only poked his head into vanilla. Hey Arcano, hey Jay Palmer, hey Dragon's Hunter. And if you're there, hi Giga. I love Hazardous. That statement is very confusing, Giga, but I believe you. Morning, Village of Snow. So, well, I think I'm too late. I'll tell you about it in a minute. When we're doing, whatever planet's next. Alright, Taris, the planet I always forget.
Afrandiban.
Frickin' Taris.
Venom-toothed vipers always slithering. Up the walls, along the floors. Trespasser. You'll not have it. It's mine. It's the last place in the galaxy that's mine.
Darth Andru, I presume.
Don't mock me, my apprentice. You know me. You killed me. The poison's still fresh in my body. You defile my tomb. You and your brother both. The venom may have burned away my sight, but I know you. Don't make my mistake. Strangle your children at birth.
I'm sorry your offspring murdered you. But strangling all children may not be the solution.
Solution? Death is the only solution for vipers like you.
Yeah, we do lean on lightning a lot.
Enough. Foolish child, Twice now you walked into the still inhabited tomb of a Sith Lord unprepared. Look around you. See the bones, the tattered robes. This is where Thanaton leads those he despises to death. You follow him blindly when you should plan to defeat him.
Did you have a scheme in mind?
Listen, flesh of my flesh. I have felt something in you since the day we met. You have a rare pull among ghosts. It's a source of great power, but it has destroyed many a Sith. It's your only chance against Thanaton.
What do you mean I have a pull on the dead?
They sense you from far away as I did, and you rouse strong emotions in them as with this ghost. In my time, there were mystical movements among the Sith that sought to communicate with ghosts and harness their power. A Sith named Ergast was said to devour ghosts the way your Dashad devours Force users. His knowledge was buried with him near the Dark Temple. Seek this knowledge.
I hope this knowledge does what you say.
Good luck, flesh of my flesh. Don't make me remind you again that you are the last hope of our lineage.
You realize I really don't care, right?
You must augment your power before you face Thanaton. I will not have the strength to defend you again.
Gotcha. I don't remember, so I'm going to check something real quick, but I'm pretty sure Thanaton didn't hang around. Just double checking. Twi'leks can wear helmets, but they're, Leku, go away. So Thanaton betrayed me. No! What I love most about Thanaton's betrayal, and I mean this, there's actually no foreshadowing for it. Other than just basic logic. I know that sounds like a strange thing for me to praise, but it helps to give a little bit of insight into how Thanaton operates. He doesn't walk up and be like, yes, you will get your permanent reward if you join me. Or, since you've decided to turn away from Zash, I'll give you special dispensation. Or, you know, whatever, right? Fiction likes to use those kind of shorthands for obviously a trap. It makes sense to me that Thanaton instead would simply be polite, affable, and, well, honestly, a lot of how I tend to play my character. If I was to betray someone in character, nobody would see it coming because there would be no indication that that betrayal is coming. Exactly, Blade Cheval. He doesn't tip his hand at all. Under the wrong circumstances, this could suck, and this could be a story negative. In this case, though, it helps to establish the character. Thus, story positive. So yes, Taris, Quesh, Hoth, Belsavis, Voss, Corellia. That is correct. Pretty sure. If you can call Quesh, you know, counting. If we consider Quesh in the counting of the quests, then yes, Quesh counts at that. This. So, while I'm slogging through this, I did the Alderaan bonus series, mostly last night, a little bit this morning. The story was actually surprisingly decent. It was one of the better bonus series stories. It was all about this ancient Alderaanian order, which I can't remember the name of, which is devoted towards killing Killiks. Now, I don't mean that, you know, ha ha ha, death to Killiks. What I mean is I actually loved the world building of it, that Killiks are such a large-scale and systemic problem for the Alderaanians that they actually have an institutionalized method of dealing with it. Now, what's funny is this then was tied into the actual bonus series, because the Killiks themselves aren't actually the issue. Most Killiks, the Alderaanians have no issues with. It's just like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. But then you have the Killiks of the Black Swarm, Those are the ones that refuse to deal with people at all. No peaceful interaction, no moderation whatsoever. They just consume. They also consume other Killiks. So, let's just call them what they are. They're Darkspawn. They serve the exact same position and point in the narrative that Darkspawn do. So, what's happening is the Black Order, the Black Swarm, periodically just goes, and is a problem for the Killiks, which push the Killiks to the surface, which the Order of Pesticide or whatever, it's actually the Order of Extermination, excuse me, then deals with. So we were helping the Order of Extermination deal with some Killiks, but also, like, the whole thing was maybe we should deal with the Black Swarm since they're the real issue here. And it was all to make sure that a member of House Thule, who very recently graduated from Korriban, was able to claim the throne. Obviously, we don't see that to conclusion because they like to leave that stuff vague, but you get the idea. It was nice. Gameplay-wise, well, let me just tell you this. There was this one quest I had to do, and it was a mandatory quest, where I had to kill droids. I had to kill droids and then loot an item off of them. I needed 4 of those items. That's it. How long do you think this took me? Yes, I timestamped it. Okay, everyone's guessing way too much. 32 minutes. It took me way too high a guesses. It took me 32 minutes in order to get these 4 items. Now, that may or may not sound acceptable since everyone was guessing in the hours range, but to me, that was absolute nonsense. I should probably mention when I say 32 minutes, I don't just mean standing around. I mean, run up, kill a mob, run up, kill a mob, run over here, kill a mob, run over here, kill a mob, back to the beginning. This guy's respawned by now, kill him, and just over and over and over, running up and down this line, killing these guys non-stop for one quest for 4 drops. There's other crap, but I feel like that's really emphasizes it better than anything else I could say. I will say it felt like an hour when I checked the time. Yeah, except imagine an STO quest where all you do is run up and down a line over and over, killing the same mobs for 32 minutes. To get 4 drops.
Welcome, Seeker. I am the servant of Urgust, Lord of the Sith, keeper of his knowledge.
Hi.
Who stands before me, and what do you wish to learn?
Wise keeper of secrets. I seek the ritual that can help me get past an angry ghost.
There is no defense against death. But ghosts may be bound and their strength borrowed for a time. You must pull on the tether that connects life and death. You must learn to bind both sides of the Force, life and death, in what is known as the Force Walk.
I will do my best, if you will teach me.
Know to the bones that lay around you. Not everyone is able to master the ritual of Force walking. But if you are willing, drink from the cup before me. It is poison, but it will not kill you.
Oh, so it's vodka. Sweet. Delicious vodka.
Have you drunk? Good. The poison will take effect quickly. Then you may learn the ritual of the Force Walk. Now that you are unconscious, we may begin. The ritual has 2 parts. First is the pacification. An angry ghost cannot be tethered.
Okay.
The second part is the binding. A willing ghost is easier to bind, but by leaving the ghost its will, you draw less of his power. A pact may be formed to bind the ghost willingly, sealed with blood, or the ritual of binding may be performed. Good. You're a quick learner. It's been a long time since a creature of such promise has entered my tomb.
There has to be more to this than a little dreaming.
A very quick learner indeed. You might just make it out of here alive.
Might.
This is the test. Bind me, and you go free. I'll walk with you a time and see the Empire once more. Fail, and I kill you.
Well, that's apt. Why does it keep doing that? Do you see the stuttering periodically? It's happened twice in this cutscene alone.
And don't bother trying to make a deal with me. I'll not go willingly.
And it's only periodic, and it's only in cutscenes, and it's new. At least I think it's new. Suffer me now.
You have passed the final test. I am now your slave, and my power is yours. I am bound to your life, and you to my death. Use my strength to shield yourself against your foes.
Nope, that doesn't do it. Yeah, he became a battlecruiser. It's great. I'm well aware of Trihexium. Sure, let's turn that on. See if that helps. Oh god, no! Oh god, what did I do? I'm gonna laugh if this actually reduces that periodic stuttering. So here's so I can see. Since that's not working at all. I've noticed it's only in cutscenes, too. No, that's not right. That's way back over there. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I think it might just be Tor 2, but I'm going to at least make an effort, you know? At least it's only periodic. And it seems to only affect cutscenes, which I guess is meat content, so that's not great, but whatever, you know. So let's go have a chat with Thanaton, shall we? Because, yeah, when I'm doing this, it's fine. Super smooth. Well, okay, as smooth as Tor ever gets. There's no clones, Zakdaft! Honestly, is it even Star Wars without clones? What's funny, what I love about the whole Force Walk thing, is it makes so much sense from every perspective. Sith tend to stick around as Force ghosts because their whole thing is not dying, right? Against the natural order, etc., etc. So that makes perfect sense. Then we have the fact that they have a great desire to actually be bound to a Sith, summoner, a warlock, let's call it what it is, because that allows them to experience life again for a while. So they can be convinced to go willingly because they get something out of it one way or the other if we're good enough. But also, all of them also want to kind of be in charge and take over our body and then run around on their own. So all of them want to fight us. So pretty much every single one of them, it makes perfect sense to have both the force and the coerce option. And all of them will eventually go along with it. And all that's just baked into the concept. It's probably one of the better constructed plot arcs of the entire game. Probably only surpassed by Agent, if I'm being completely blunt. It's relatively rare that something fits so neatly into both gameplay and story concepts. I think you're absolutely right, Plagueval, because I noticed the exact same thing. That stutter that shows up periodically, that's always been there, but it's definitely worse than it was, even when I streamed it a couple years ago. And it's definitely worse than when I streamed it the last time. It's mega worse than when I first played this game. And by first, I mean third, but you get my point.
Back again. I hear your slithering. Venom-toothed viper. The only cure for madness is madness.
Suffer me now.
What did you do to me? You're not my daughter. Bringing a treacherous she-dog so I can cut her open.
This is called the Force Walk. I'm taking your power for my own.
And to think I scoffed when they told me such a ritual existed. Do you really think you can handle my power? It doesn't matter. You won't have me. This is my last stronghold. And I won't be your slave.
I will free you when I'm done.
You will free me? I will not be bound to you or to this tomb. Seal the pact in blood, and I will come.
I'd say we've come to an agreement.
Very true, Damashi. A fun scene, Pillars of Snow.
My strength is yours, but I will hold you to your promise of freedom.
Well done. With the power of this ghost and of the other, you may shield yourself against Thanaton's wrath. Take this one's writings and show Thanaton what a good apprentice you've been.
Why would we bind Khaled? He's been legit. He's so helpful. More than a few, Dryaxia. More than would be sane is probably the best way to put that. Hey, Alex. I mean, we currently have 2, for God's sakes. Which is already probably too many if we're being completely blunt. Most people probably shouldn't bind more than 1. No, we'll eventually get other companions. Inquisitor gets companions kind of slow relative to some of the classes. Yeah, that's fair. Most people probably shouldn't even bind 1. That's a good point. Most people should bind 0. Anyway, sorry, the song started a little early. But... Hi, Thanaton.
I got what you wanted.
you've put me in a difficult position. When Zash disobeyed me and had Scotia killed, tradition demanded she be killed and her power base destroyed. Believe me when I say I wish that you had stayed in that tomb. It will pain me to watch you die.
Forget tradition. The Force shall free me. Isn't that the idea?
Without these traditions, the Sith would be so awash in their own blood, they couldn't see their enemies taking aim. May the Force welcome you with open arms. Kill her.
Sorry, Thanaton. But, you just made the biggest mistake of your life. Not yet. It's gonna take a while to get there. But you done screwed up, boy.
You truly are relentless. I can see now why Zash chose you. But this has carried on long enough.
It is worth noting that Thanaton is very powerful. Nope, it's still
I didn't
stuttering.
expect one as reckless as you to have prepared such a defense. Unfortunately for you, I am older and wiser and studied in rituals you can't even imagine.
It's just been doing that, Alex, and apparently I can't fix
I
it.
have business on Malachor 3. Prepare my ship and dispose of this mess.
Yes, my lord.
Oh, no kidding, Blade Tobal. So, one of the things I've been pushing this entire playthrough is the idea of having legitimately loyal followers. And this is one of the benefits of having a follower who's legitimately loyal.
We need to hurry out of here. If Thanaton finds out you're still alive, we're all in trouble.
What happened to me?
Thanaton tried to kill you. Look, I'll explain when we get back to the ship.
So yeah, let's get the hell out of Dodge here. It's okay, I can just teleport out. Actually, before we do that, supposedly, there's a specific combination of options I can hit, which might help. So let's do... Anti-aliasing isn't even an option. What the hell? Hang on. Okay, so... Where's that option? That's not even an option. Okay, I'm gonna turn VSync on. Oh, we literally can't turn VSync on. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's crank the frame rate up. Surely that'll help. Whee! Actually, I'm gonna lie. I'd be amused if that works. Hold up. I mean, it's okay. VSync is almost always a bad option to have on, so that doesn't bother me all that much. No, don't. One moment. Please don't install a new driver while I'm streaming. VSync is a way to try and force a game into a certain level of... God, you know what? It's actually way... I don't remember the exact specifics, but what it does is it tries to force your monitor to refresh in a specific way, even when it's only refreshing a certain portion of that monitor, which can very much screw up with some of the ways that OBS does its capture hooks. Yep, nope, piss off. No, you guys are cool. Okay, didn't try to install, thank God. Interesting, get rid of that. VSync isn't always bad, I should probably clarify. It's just bad often enough that I usually just don't even bother. Here we go. Okay, this is what I want. This is what I want. So, let's do this. And then this. And this. Here. This to here. Sorry, just give. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. There. Apply. Now let's see how that feels. Probably won't fix anything, but whatever. Alright, now to use Force Ghosts for fun and profit. You like Force Ghosts, right? Don't worry, we're not going to see Force Ghosts as often as we saw super weapons.
Seeing you return to the ship always warms my circuits, Master.
Shut up.
My lord, you're back.
Thought you were gone. I could get trampled by a bantha herd and not get knocked around as bad as you.
We followed Thanaton's servants, cut them down, and pulled you out of a ditch. You didn't have a pulse at first, but then Carl noticed you were still warm. I don't know how you survived that.
I guess I should thank you then.
You are our master, my lord. Without you, we are orphans.
Your survival is the most remarkable thing I've ever witnessed. I still can't quite figure it out. It seems Thanaton's ritual was too powerful for your shield. But he didn't fully understand the bond between you and the dead. To kill you, he would have had to purge their spirits. You died, and their very presence kept you alive.
That's great, but what do? We can't wait for Thanaton to come back and kill us.
I'll find the most powerful dead in the galaxy, bind them, and take their power. Thanaton won't stand a chance.
It's a gamble. None of us know what the cost of acquiring so much power so quickly could be.
We don't seem to have any choice.
Exactly. Better to do something than sit here and wait to be killed.
So where do we find more ghosts?
Jedi on Taris were investigating something of that nature. I sent a man to investigate shortly before my unfortunate change. I'd have to do more research on the matter to confirm, but I suggest making contact with him.
Oh, sorry, and to go with your Kano, I always assumed that was just a storyboarding failure. Like the cutscene was supposed to be different and wasn't. Oh, and by the way, I missed it in the middle of all that graphics hullabaloo. Thank you, Walker. I hope you had a good birthday. If you didn't, I will put that towards the order. Thank you.
One won't be enough. When I face Thanaton again, I want to crush him.
I wish we had more to go on, but right now that's all I have.
Corin and I will dig around too. And we'll keep an eye on Thanaton. If he makes a move, we'll let you know. Good luck, my lord.
Of course I did, Zektev. Yeah, one of the things I don't like about Zash Vol is the voice modulation. You're gonna find a way to destroy this witch. I'll tear every piece of this ship apart. I will devour everyone on board.
That's quite enough of you.
You did this to me, Sith. Your silence mocks me. It's been a long time since I've... Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be a dick to Kevball. I shouldn't be a dick. Hang on. So we're done with the epic stuff. Now we're just kind of chatting. Let's just go back up to here. Good.
How was I supposed to know what would happen?
Rituals of Horde are not games. Your master meddled in something she did not understand. Now we both must suffer. Fates and fortune weave a torturous web for flies like us.
Did Tulak Horde ever switch bodies when you were with him?
No, but I was only with him a very short time before he put me to sleep. If you could free me of this curse, I would willingly follow you all my days.
I'll see what I can do about it.
I await my freedom.
Enough, finally. A reprieve from that monster. Apprentice, I promise. Get me out of this infernal body and I will give you power like you cannot imagine.
You've made that promise before. And look how it turned out.
I don't see what you have to complain about. I very nearly changed my mind about the ritual, you know. I genuinely like you. But it was that or death, and I don't like anyone that much.
Then you'll understand why I didn't go without a fight. It was that or death.
I trained you too well, I think. If I can't have her out of this body, the least you can do is ensure that the monster is silenced for good.
I'll see what I can arrange.
You were always my favorite apprentice.
Now, what Malachor is talking about is canon, which I, of course, have no interest in whatsoever. But the interpretation I always had of the way that Force Ghosts work is that a dark side user could become a Force Ghost by effectively... I'm trying not to say forcing the issue. By forcing the issue, and effectively living on as what the Star Wars equivalent of an undead spirit would be, right? Something unnatural, aberration, yada, yada, yada. Still functional, still capable, but ultimately something that has to constantly struggle even to keep maintaining its own semblance of self. By contrast, on the other side, the Jedi could just kind of willingly embrace and accept death, and therefore... I don't want to say that they could keep affecting things beyond their death so much as... I don't know how to explain that in a way that it makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Because at that point, it's not really Obi-Wan you're talking to anymore, to put it into such terms.
What a day, huh? There's sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed without a couple of adrenals or a good stiff drink. And then there's times that are just all right.
What's got you in such a good mood?
I just got a good feeling about today is all. Got a little shooting practice in. Stretched my legs. Just a good feeling.
Okay, well, I'm happy that you're happy, Andronicus. Oh, these are Taris. Well, that's kind of my point, Alex. It's... I'm admittedly borrowing a little bit from Final Fantasy VII here. But...
Zash, has your research turned up anything else on this Taris ghost?
Zash is not here. I beat her back. I am ready to serve.
The old lady isn't around. We need her.
She is a plague. A thief of my flesh.
We can cope without her. What did she say about Taris?
Something about some Jedi investigating an old Sith ghost. Said she had a Sith on the planet looking into it. Helios Malus, I think. Surprised there's only one ghost. Story goes, some crazy Darth blew the whole planet to pieces while his own Sith were still on it. Not very practical, but it ain't my business. Anyway, I'd hunt out this Malus guy in the Imperial base and hope he has some answers.
Ugh, excuse me. And yeah, anything in the sequel trilogy, I'm just going to be as 100% honest about it as I can, does not count as far as consideration in my book. If you want to say, oh, but they did that in the sequel trilogy, then I'm just going to be like, nope. Anyways, yeah, I know, even Andronicus recognizes that Malak was dumb. That's sad, Malak. But no. So, I'm going to try to explain this. I'm going to fail at this. The idea is that you no longer exist. Obi-Wan is gone. Obi-Wan has been dissolved into the Force and has become one with the Force. That doesn't mean that the ideas of Obi-Wan or the concepts or the intent or the consideration or the kindness or anything like that is gone. It just means that the entity is gone. So Obi-Wan's dead. but the ideas of Obi-Wan can still continue to propagate, especially as they coincide with the ebb and flow of the Force itself. Thus, we have a light-sided Force ghost. Or to put this in other terminology, it boils down to the interpretation of the difference between Sephiroth and Eris, which is why I mentioned Final Fantasy VII. One of them refused to be dissolved into the lifestream and enforced his will upon it. The other one willingly accepted her fate and became one with the lifestream, and was able to kind of nudge things a little bit here and there.
I'll clear a shuttle at once. Traffic to Taris is tight, but you'll take priority. The planet hasn't seen this much action since Darth Malik occupied it centuries ago. Now that the Republic's rebuilding their shattered cities, the Dark Council is determined to destroy the planet.
Taris playlist here. Speaking of which, so this canonically happens after all the stuff we did in the Republic, so we're about to undo all that hard work the Republic did.
Taris will fall to the Empire's might.
And I'm sure you'll hasten our victory. If you're ready to head to Taris, your shuttle's cleared for launch.
Speaking of Darth Malik,
I'm all set.
I'll tell Imperial Command you're en route. Speak with Captain Helid if you wish to join the fight.
Oh, that's why I phrased my initial sentence that way. I've realized something literally last week, and Malachor is kind of part of this. I don't care about canon anymore when it comes to Star Wars. And I don't mean to sound harsh about that, because I think I haven't cared about canon for a while. In Star Wars, specifically. Because the creators of Star Wars don't seem to give a damn about canon. They just like to do whatever the hell they want to do, whenever they want to do it, regardless of anything else whatsoever. And I'm so sick of it that I just don't care anymore. So, anything you ask and I give my interpretation of is probably false because canon.
I'm Captain Helid, Imperial Military Command. Your arrival was unexpected. The Supreme Commander of Imperial Forces on Taris has requested a word. Darth Gravis, they are here.
I sensed your presence. Such mastery of the Force is rare and impressive. Care to lend your light?
By the way, did you notice I'm wearing the Revan outfit and he's wearing the Malak outfit? That's not intentional, that's just funny.
What's the situation here?
It's simple, really. The Republic's trying to rebuild Taris. We're here to demolish it. If you desire to stand by my side and serve the Empire, swat down the Republic artillery firing on our base.
I'll crush every Republic weapon I see.
Seek me out when the artillery's in pieces. Then we'll discuss your role in the greater conflict.
Yes, Thana. Our companion for the story. But yes, it's actually really funny. Over on the Republic side of things, the Republic successfully manages to do some good in Taris, and then kicks the Empire off of Balmorra, whereas on the Imperial side, the Empire manages to conquer Balmorra, and then screw up everything they did on Taris. As I like to say, win-win, because Taris, the Taris project really should have been shut down years ago, and we managed to get Balmorra back, so yay! Okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing? I've got stuff everywhere because this map is the worst. Let's see this way. I love that the name of this place is the Toxic Lake Garrison, by the way. Tibia. Sure, I've definitely played that video game, fellow MMO player. Let me just Google this here. Tibia MMO. Let's see. Actually, I have played this. Boy, it's been a long time. Like, a really... I'm not even sure I would call this an MMO. Apparently it's qualified as an MMO. I disagree with that. But I suppose that's an argument of definitions. Is this still going? Yeah, no, that's a MUD. It's a MUD with a graphical universe slapped down on it, but that's still a MUD. Which is fine. I'm not trying to toss shade. There's just a bit of a difference in design philosophy between the two. I mean, the earliest MMOs were all MUDs with graphics anyway, so I suppose there's a bit of logic there. Hi.
Ilios Malice, you were sent here to investigate a ghost. What did you discover?
I am a busy man. I don't have time for... Oh, my lord, I forgive me. I didn't recognize you in your new wardrobe. So grand.
Thanks.
This is a pleasant surprise. I had heard the most unfortunate rumors.
You're better off not believing anything anyone says about me.
Yes, of course. The grapevine does lie, doesn't it? Now, you are asking about the ghost, yes? Let me see. I assure you I've been hard at work assessing the situation. It's just the Jedi have been guarding the old Jedi Enclave very tightly. That's where the ghost first appeared, you see.
Have there been other appearances in other places?
On the contrary, there have barely been any appearances at all. The ghost appears only sporadically. Not even the Jedi who guard the Enclave can make it appear. They've resorted to using a young Padawan to try and draw the ghost out through blood ties or something. Foolishness if you ask me, but I'm a man of meager understanding.
By the way, we're probably going to use this companion for most of the rest of the game, so I hope you get used to her.
It seems the Jedi have a weak link.
The Jedi guard her closely, but I think you may be on to something. Many a Sith is formed from a weak Padawan's impressionable mind. I can't imagine an impressionable young Padawan being able to resist your particular charms, and it would save you the trouble of fighting a small army of Jedi.
Not a bad idea.
I live ever to please. Of course, you'll need to entice her away from her Jedi protectors. You might visit the Jedi training grounds by the waterfall. It's abandoned now, dangerous. The data recorders there may hold certain insights into her personality. In the meantime, I will endeavor to learn what I can of her Jedi masters.
Listen, we're not going to corrupt anyone. Don't be silly. I just want a loyal follower who happens to be a Jedi. Is that so much to ask? So let's see. Questions from Lataria from yesterday. What do you think about the theory that as to why Jace is so overboard with being on the dark side? You know how the people who've been raised in an extremely strict household, but when they get the freedom to go out to do anything, that's Jace. I mean, no. Well, okay, I shouldn't say no. It sounds so awful. What I mean by that is I don't buy that personally in her specific case, so much as I buy that in the case of literally every single Jedi who's turned Sith in the history of the ever. Having said that, I've always thought that Jace's core point was that she lacked any kind of defenses or preparation or capacity to deal with anything. Now, part of that's down to the Jedi training, but actually I've always thought that most of it is down to Nomen Karr himself. Nomen Karr primed her to absolutely dunk her head into the dark side pool. Now, whether she goes that way or not is entirely based on us, and that just makes perfect sense. After all, we meet her at a point of extreme weakness for her, when everything she knew was wrong and her great master who she trusted so much turned out to be a liar, and was just unveiled to be a liar by us while we were showing ourselves to be true. So through sudden and violent action, she can then perceive us psychologically as a source of truth, aka an authoritative figure. In short, her parent equivalent, was telling her something, and she goes along with it, in addition to all the other crap. Sense make? I don't understand the question, Latario? You've done Sith Warrior, right? Everything? I'm gonna go with everything. I mean, a spy master who happens to be a Jedi who forces her to distance herself from her family and loved ones, who constantly insists upon her that she has to follow his directions at all times because she's in constant danger from enemies who will destroy her, instilling within her an innate-based amount of paranoia, while at the same time constantly restricting her from any kind of emotional stability other than him. He literally binds her to him psychologically. I am the only one who can keep you safe. I am the only one you can trust. Trust me. And this is something that is mentioned and emphasized several times, even after Act 1. It kinda is Schmeidhoff. Now, I'm not even saying he did that maliciously, because he doesn't have to do that maliciously. After all, he was a spy master who was a Jedi, and those two things combined by themselves are going to instill that kind of paranoia and horrible stuff into someone else. See, I disagree with that, Lothario, but I've already explained my point, so I have nothing else to add to it. End communication. Let's see, any other questions? Let's see here. Nope, that was your only question. Okay, so now back to the usual list. With force walking the Sith Inquisitors a super weapon. You know, ironically, I'm not sure how much I think about that, but that'll actually come up in the very end of the Sith Inquisitor line. What do I think the Jedi or Ghost's response would be to this ritual? That's a good question. Walk up to Obi-Wan, or what's left of Obi-Wan. Hey, what's up? So listen. Join me.
I can't do it. You know what? You want to move a rock? Get a quarry droid.
Calm down, Ashara. There is no emotion. There is peace.
That's such a goddamn stupid line.
I tried already. I can't do it.
Trust in the Force, and even the oldest and sturdiest of walls may be pulled down.
Forget this. If there really are Sith on Taris, we should be fighting them, not sitting here daydreaming.
Patience, Ashara. One must empty oneself of emotion and find the peace with which to act the Force. Now, try again.
Idiot. Oh, hey. Giga has a new outfit, too. Now, meditate and empty your mind of emotion. Empty your mind.
The Republic artillery is in pieces, Darth Gravis.
I hope you enjoyed yourself. The Republic infestation is slowly rebuilding Taris. Left untreated, we'll be faced with a military staging point and symbol of Republic fortitude.
I'm back, Master. I slaughtered every one of them, then crushed their artillery.
Your deception has failed, my apprentice. The true destroyers of the artillery stand before you. Thanavesh, meet my latest recruits.
Hunt in my territory again, and you're dead.
Is it my superior skills that make you uncomfortable? Or that I can actually look good using them?
That's it!
That's a hologram, Thana.
Anger, Thana.
You can't attack a
focus our
hologram,
power
Thana.
to bring down the Republic's military
Mr.
leader,
Palpatine.
Com Order. He commands a battalion set to drive us off Taris.
Crack the foundation of Order's attack. It's the best way to stop him.
No time for that. I'll attack the Republic weakling and end this standoff.
No, Thana. Order is too strong. Stripping him of his battle resources is just the path to take. Republic troops are in short supply this far from the base, so Order's been arming Cathar settlers to attack us. The Cathar beasts are vicious enough without Republic weapons. They must be neutralized.
There's no need to kill everyone. Destroying the Cathar's gun stores will render them harmless.
If you're not up for the bloodbath, leave it to me.
No, Thana. Your failure with the artillery has earned you a secondary assignment.
As you wish, Master.
Remove this Cathar threat. Then we'll be one step closer to Order's defeat.
Quick question. Did anybody notice the periodic stuttering in cutscenes last week? It just occurred to me there is actually something that changed recently. Yesterday, specifically. And I actually did it on accident, but I figured, whatever. I'm gonna laugh if that's what did it. You know, every now and again I have some idiot accuse me of being a moron. See, that's the thing. Never go up against a moron. You're always gonna lose. By saying that I'm stupid for insisting on not updating certain aspects of tech world, right? Well, yesterday, I accidentally updated OBS. It's the only thing that's changed. Not that I'm aware of, Don Crow, no. If they did, it would be in the AU, which I'm not as familiar with. The irony is what I'm staring at is I'm trying to figure out how to do that, and I don't think I have a smooth or easy way to do that. In fact, I'm going to back up a little bit here. Let me check something. Yeah, tested updates are a bit different. But you're probably wondering where I get that mentality to avoid updating things. From my professional career. One of the earliest things I learned as a professional network engineer was to not hit every update as it comes through. In fact, I forget what it was, but we had a term for problem customers. And any customer who insisted on leaving, for example, Windows updates on, was labeled a problem customer. That's not being mean, that's just fact. Because they would do that, and then things would break. And then they'd be like, hey! With that exact voice. Can you fix our stuff? We're not sure why it broke. Double check, rewind the update. It's fixed. Hey, it broke again. It broke because of Windows updates. Well, I can't turn off Windows updates. My boss says we have to have them on. Okay, that's cool. Sucks to be you. There was one customer, literally, where we had a script that was literally just rewind to previous update and then run. And we would just run the script. Be like, here you go. Boop. Fixed. Alright, so let's me... Oh my god, what am I staring at? What is on my screen? Okay, I'm gonna chop off here and try to fix this OBS thing and see if it helps, okay? So I'll be right back, alright? Don't freak out. Cancer hasn't won. It's cool.